Good morning, good morning. How's everybody? Got a lot of folks in already today. Good to see you guys. Happy Sunday. I'm a little bit tired, so we need some energy. Let's get it going. Who do we have in chat already? Martin and Steven and Spectra, Cybertech, happy. Mike's here, Raj D, Reth is first. Love it, Mike. We got Dave here. Awesome. Raj D, Tin Talon. Who else? Steve P's here. Havoc, Bryce. Boothy's here. Good morning. Good to see you all. He's going rustic. Oh, you're talking about this? Is my razor missing you? No, absolutely not. No, I don't miss that thing at all. I get really torn up across my face. I get a lot of like razor burn and stuff every time I shave. So having a week off work this week, yeah, a very good salt and pepper kind of look. I love it. All right, so let's take a look at the project and kind of give you guys an overview of what we're going to do. Today, the ultimate goal is to tear down the machine to basically just the frame. From there, we'll be able to clean it up and stuff like that, replace any worn out parts if we find anything. I've already started printing new parts for the build, so we'll take a look at some of that stuff. I'll give you sort of my design idea of what I'm looking to do. And then we'll take any suggestions that you guys have, things you want to see, because ultimately this printer is going to one of you all. So if we can take the things that you want on the machine and add it there, then we can explore some of that. How's that sound? All right, taking you over here, and we'll take a look at where we're starting from. So this is the printer. I've got a new case here just to put all the extra parts in and whatever so we can hold on to it. But this is the machine. This is how it came from Reth when we picked it up. And he did give me a top hat as well. So this is the printer that, excuse me, Reth donated. Here's your top hat. So that'll go something like that. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. So that is your ultimate thing, and this will kind of hinge that way. I don't plan to do anything up here differently for the top hat itself. Good morning, Petty. Can the printer output rainbows? It may output rainbows. I'm not sure what you have in here, but it might be able to do that. I think I do have some rainbow matchsticks, so if we want to do it, we could. What has changed between the V0 and the V0.2? Quite a lot. The top hat is a little bit different. I think the front here, these idlers are a little bit different. The way that the bed mounts is different, so it will home to the bottom. There's centerless homing on it, that kind of stuff. I have not updated my V0 to a 0.2 yet, so it's hard to really answer your question. But those are the highlights that I know of. Hey, Sasha. Good morning. Tube? Absolutely not. Not on this. I don't have an extra tube. I have a couple other high flow hot ends, but for a 120 bed, really what you need is a Revo with a high flow nozzle on it, and you'll be good to go. That's my plan. There's already a Revo in here. I can look to see if I have a high flow nozzle, and I throw that in there, and you'll get all the performance you need out of something like this. Mad Max it? Yeah. Probably could. Probably could. Can't believe he's converting his 0 to a Prusa wire. Mitsubishi, I don't know how that works out. My Prusa wire is giving me trouble. Earlier in the week, the Einzi board just would not connect to anything. So I've since printed out a new case, and we're going to add in, I was able to source locally. I was able to source a SKR Mini E3 and so this will go in here instead. It's going to be a lot easier. The reason we're not working on Prusa wire today is because I need a cable. This is a USB micro that needs to go to a normal USB-A, and I don't have one long enough. So I need to order one. It hasn't gotten here yet. So next week, maybe we work on this, or maybe we just take a look at it already being finished. But Mitsubishi, you're the crazy one in the chat. What would you like to see on this? If we were to get weird, what would you do? Seen a V0 on eBay for sale, starting bid 65, coming from Cali. Ooh. Well, Spectra, if they don't sell it, maybe I'll go pick it up. I don't know. I've got a V0 over there. It's the original Rev A, Revision A from LDO. It's a blue frame. Yeah, I haven't even unpacked it from when I moved. But somebody said it's a lot of red on the printer. Nathan said it's a lot of red. I agree. It's very, very red. And a couple different shades. We got this lighter one here, and then down here on the screen's a little bit darker. So we're gonna change up all that. We're gonna do new skirts. I'll probably keep the same screen here. I think it's fitting for the size of the machine. We'll keep the lighting. I'm gonna add a new Nevermore on here. There's a version 6. We'll keep the Kirigami bed. Yeah, and the hot end. Integrated Z lead screw is also an upgrade. There you go. Yeah, from 0.0. That is true. Let's see. Endowire Bill has been giving you issues with MCU talking to the Mellow Tool headboard. Like what, Bryce? Like what's going on? Try UART on the SKR Mini. I wish I could. I don't know how to do that actually on this one. I don't know which pins I would use here, so I'm not inclined to mess with UART anymore. Go Bowden. Go to town and changes. 3mm Bowden. Yeah, right now it's got an orbiter and it runs CAN bus with a. Here, I'll show you the good side. Ooh, we don't break it first. I'll show you the good side of the machine. This is what we're working with. It's a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. All the good parts are there. The bones are there. It does have a Pi camera in there. That's what this ribbon cable is for. And it does have the connection for just running a Pi direct to whatever you want to connect. Right now there's a Pico in there, so realistically you could stack a Raspberry Pi on top of a Pico and create even more space on the side. I've got a different idea of what I want to do here. Rainbow LEDs, Dragon Burner tool head, wide feet skirt. Love it. Steve P. I'm going to do a Dragon Burner for sure. The wide feet skirts. I think I'm going to do. I don't have the wide feet skirts. I'm not very familiar with that. Maybe we can look at it. But I've planned to do the stealth skirts on this. Did an update and then no comm between them, so you're gonna do a fresh install. Hey, that's what I do. It doesn't work out, just keep trying. Best wiring you ever seen deserves an award. Hey, is it functional? If yes, then you're good. May change the tool headboard. That's cool. What are you going with? Remember that GIF of taping the electronics to the V0? Should recreate 24/7 zero it. I would love to 24/7 zero this. That is an over-the-top machine. If I remember right, it had power supplies hanging off the side. So you had a 48-volt one, if I remember right, and then a 24-volt one. That's a lot. That's another couple $100 investment in a machine like this, and I don't have the budget for that. So we're gonna do a very nice, tasteful, slightly improved build on this one, and we'll see how it goes. Cool story. I do have 1.5 GT belts and pulleys, so maybe we do a 1.5 GT mod on this. That way you get a little better accuracy on your printer. We're gonna keep the camera, and then I'm gonna use a Sherpa Micro. So I guess that's about, this is your favorite Voron, bees? You have 4. Wow, okay. Yeah, I've got 1. Mine is blue. Actually, let's go grab mine. Mine's still packed up, so don't judge me here. I have not unpacked this thing from when I moved here a year ago. And it's a little bit kind of tucked away here. Let me bring this out and I'll show you what I've got. Got some extra parts that we might use for this build. Just trying to find a place for everything here. All right, this is my V0, and it's still packed away from when I had it. So this is how it traveled from California. I broke into here to get some stuff out, but that's about it. We will judge you, don't worry. Hey, good morning, Jeff. Good morning, 3D Medic Vince. Hold up, YouTuber says they don't have FU money? Hey, I wouldn't classify myself as a YouTuber. I'm an enthusiast that just likes to hang out with people on the internet. So what I have in here, this is a V0.1. This is the revision A that LDO released. And you can see I've got extra parts here to build it into a V0.2. I've got a lightweight gantry, that kind of stuff. What else? There's some fasteners in here. I've got Kirigami bed. There's some, I don't know, some other crap in there. I didn't even put panels on this. I never really got it printing well, and so I didn't even really do anything with it. But this is the wiring on this guy. Let's see. Can we open this up? Let's see what we got here. Try not to cut the belts by doing this. So there's the wiring on that one. This is before the Pico was a thing. And so it's got, what is this? SKR Mini E3 V2. And then I added in, when I was building it, all these CNC parts. So that's what you're seeing there. But that's my V0. Again, not built. Maybe this is the one we turn into something crazy at a later date. We'll check that out later. But this will be a giveaway build for you all. So I want you to have some input in it. Hey, Robin B, good morning. You have 2 and you usually run, usually have 1 running and 1 getting modded. That's the reason I have 24 printers. I went around and counted this morning. There are 24 printers of different types, not including this one because we'll be giving this one away. Rip it out. You upgraded your MCU to a Manta E3 Easy with CB1 so you can go CAN bus later. That's a great idea. I believe I have one of those around here somewhere. At least I thought I did. Yeah, this guy here. One of these. So I like it because it has the easy drivers in here. So those have heat sinks on it and whatnot. This is planned. This is planned to go inside of my V Minion. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. All right, safe. See you later. But yeah, I've got one. I need to use it. And some of your parts for the V0 just finished up on the H2D. And it looks like the X1 Carbon just finished up too. All right, so let's take a look at some of the mods I want to do, right? So number 1, we do have the Kirigami bed on here. So we're gonna do this. And it looks like it has the LEDs in the front. So you need all these parts. Yep. And this is your Kirigami bed here, but it's got that front bumper with the LEDs in there. So that's cool. But the main thing we're going to do is this tulip gantry. Currently, it does have the version 1 tulip on it. It's been slightly revised. you could see that the AB motor mounts are slightly different than what we saw on the printer itself. On the printer itself, the motor mounts are more square, so it'll lighten that up a little bit, hopefully reinforce it. Your gantry is a little bit different, so these are going to be pins instead of screws, and then you have tensioners at the front, like a more regular machine would have, instead of at the back, that are a little hard to turn. Nathan says, have you tried the reinforcement braces for the Kirigami bed? I have not. Nathan, if you have a link, I'll take it, and we can include that. Let me give you the ability to drop a link. There you go. You should be able to drop a link now. While I'm thinking about it, because I totally forgot, drop you guys a link for the giveaway so that you can take home some LDO filament today, potentially. There's your filament giveaway link. We'll pin that in chat. Usually, I don't know, a couple hours in. Don't really have a time set, but a couple hours in, we'll do that giveaway. You have one on your Kirigami and it works great. Fantastic. All right, Nathan, let's take a look at the link you provided. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. Okay, so it goes in between, kind of in that empty space there. That's a great idea. Okay. Ooh, and look at that. It can come with a fan, so you can get some recirculation inside your chamber as well. I will definitely print this. There's a couple different versions. So different fan options, things like that. That's a great mod. Thanks for sharing, Nathan. Split down into files. You need these things. Let's see what kind of versions they have here. Oh, for the LDO bed, great. Brace with fans. No PCB with fans. Yeah, that's awesome. More rigid for sure. You got the wrench now? Oh, the wrench for your AB motors? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we'll definitely add this to the list. So Kirigami mod, and then we were talking about Tulip, right? So you get these front idlers. That's going to make tension adjustment a lot easier for you. And again, if I can find the correct pulleys for the motors for this, then I'll give you guys a 1.5 GT belt path on here as well. That should help out. You can see in here again, pinned idlers all the way throughout. So that's going to help with rigidity and not wearing out your idlers and stuff. Uses the lazy cams mod as well. That way your top hat can lock down and all that stuff. The other one we were going to do is the stealth skirts. I think it's this one here. Yeah, so just went through the Voron mods collection and picked out a whole bunch of stuff that I thought was cool. Oh, the wrench moderator on YouTube? Oh, yeah, I got you. Got you, yeah. So I like this fan, I guess, beauty panel a lot better than what is on there now. There are no fans whatsoever on there right now. And so this one makes it look like the other Vorons a little bit. Not that there's anything underneath that needs cooling, but it does look the part. And so I plan to go with that. I thought these looked pretty cool. And they work with the screen that's on there right now, that mini display. So we're going to do that. And then we'll do the Sherpa Micro. And so I found this really cool site. If you guys don't know about this, let's go to, it's called the 3P Info toolhead comparison. All right, so in here, you can compare some of the more popular hot ends and tool heads. So this is the link. I will post this in chat for you all if you want to check it out. Pin it for yourselves for later. There you go. So you'll be able to go there and check it out. And so for a build like this, I wanted to keep the tool head small, lightweight. We're already dealing with an MGM7 rail, which is pretty small, and then a significant amount of mass for the size of the printer. And so I chopped it down to a couple that I'm more familiar with, so probably not Jabberwocky and definitely not Stealth Burner. So this is where I started at first, and you can see that you have the 4 different options. And then if you click the name on the left-hand side in the column, it'll sort by whatever you choose there. And so by 1 gram, the Dragon Burner is the lightest hot end, and so that removes some mass. And if you go to the extruder comparison and do the same thing with the weight category, you can see that the lightest option is going to be the Sherpa Micro. And so that was what I chose to do. So for this machine, we're going to do Dragon Burner, and we'll deselect all of the rest. That. So Dragon Burner is just under 300 grams. If you're going Stealth Skirt, suggest considering your remix. I would consider it. Drop me a link. Good morning, Zombie. Taking a look at the V0 rebuild today, the one that we're going to raffle off on stream here in about a month and a half, 2 months. But Nathan, if you drop me a link, I'll check it out. I've not printed skirts yet. That's going to be one of the final things that I do. So if you got a remix, I'll take a look. You need to add a new hot end to your V0? Like what? I might be able to help you out. You know what? I think I did see this. I think that this is what I was looking at, Nathan. I'm not exactly sure what the fixes are that you did, though. Okay, so you fixed some overhangs and some broken fillets, okay. Merge them into one piece. Oh, and sorry, one part in CAD. Did some additional chamfers. Okay, so you made it more printable. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, I'll reformulate things and we'll use a lot of these parts instead. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. You put the link to the extended feet for the Stealth Skirt in the stream chat. Okay, I'll check it out. Good morning. Go over there and check out your link. Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess if you're really rocking and rolling and you want to keep that thing on the table, makes sense. Does this work with Stealth Skirts though? Oh, I guess it does right there. Reading is fundamental. Okay. And it uses the old 2.4. I think I have some of those feet. What do we have for parts here? Max Sense. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks guys. I think between the two of those, that's a pretty good deal. Something secret and small. Okay, Zombie, I know what you're talking about. I have something secret and small as well. I'll show you the printer it's on. I'm not going to show you the item, but I'll show you the printer it's on. You guys have likely seen this guy before. And so I'm going to do here in a couple of weeks, we're going to do a stream with Unspooled podcast and those folks about this machine right here. This is called the Antithesis. And so Zombie, the same hot end that you're talking about is what I'm running on here, or what I think you're talking about. So love it. You guys are going to be very happy when it does release, but this is my Antithesis. So we're gonna play with this again at some point. I reprinted new parts earlier in the week for this, and I just need to put them on here. So that's that. But we'll play with that guy later. Probably. What are some good tool heads for Croxy? I don't know. I'm not super familiar with that project. I know that I've seen it. Aaron Fried. Is the Croxy the one that takes the Fuchsia and turn it into something else, like a Core XY? That thing looks bananas. It's a little bit crazy. It's one of those printers you use as a test rig, right? So the tool head is really quickly swappable. The extruder is really quickly swappable. So if you're a person that likes to try out new stuff, new hot ends, new extruders, a printer like that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You can really use it as a test bed. And if you really wanted to, the electronics box is completely customizable. So you could try out different main boards and that kind of thing. Oh, Cross XY, sorry. I am not familiar with Cross XY. I have not built one yet, so I don't have a good recommendation for you. Maybe someone in the chat has a good recommendation for you. Good morning, Damascus Everglades. Morning, Captain Kern. I think I missed you in there. Okay, so before we print skirts, we're going to do Nathan's update here. Thank you to Nathan for helping out, like always, in the chat. And then, according to Steve P, he recommends we do the extended feet here. So that way we'll get a little more stability on the printer. I'm not against it. What else? What else? I think I'm going to do... What was the other thing? Oh, there's, let's see, what was it called? Something belted V0.2Z. I think this was it. No, not this one. It was a different one. I should have opened this up earlier. I forgot. Forgot all about it. I know it's on printables though, so I think it's this guy. No, not this guy. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it was. I have it open on my main PC inside the house. I just don't have it out here. You know what? Let's go to my collections. That's where it's at. Cats. That's what it's called. Yes. BBs. Thank you. That's exactly what it's called. Let's try it that way. B0.2. Nothing found. Watch it give me a whole bunch of cat ear type things. Oh, that's the other one. I'm gonna do some of these braces as well from Drift Rotor. The guy has a lot of stuff in here. Do the R2D R2D2 mod? Probably not. Zombie has wide feet on his V0. Looks fun. Yeah, Zombie, we're gonna give this one away. Maybe you could add it to your collection. Yeah, I'm not finding it now. I know it's in my collections though. So if you go to my printables page, there's a lot of different builds and stuff that I've collected things for that I thought were cool, and one of them was the V0 stuff. So a lot of frame braces. We're definitely going to do some of those. And here's your mod if you want the, what's it called, like the umbilical support in the back like it is on a V2. I think I want to do that, and that's going to help with input shaping. So if you talk to Reth, who I think is still around, he recommends Cat2Z. That's correct, Zombie. If you talk to Ref, the best way to get the best input shaping is to have something like this one here. And so something like this gives you the best input shaping. So I think I want to do this as well. So we'll open that guy, save that for later. I do like a lot of these skirts. This one here, these Geo skirts, this one is, I think, what I'm going to do for my V0 when I rebuild that eventually sometime, maybe in the future. But I really do like this one as well. Galvanic umbilical is generally what you recommend. You say that? I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I can Google it. Don't worry about it. And where is it? Cat V2. I know we saved it. There's a lot of stuff in here. Galloping V0. Some of this stuff, I probably need to go through here and clean out this collection a little bit to make it a little more updated. Those Geo skirts look really cool. I agree. At the top third. Top third one. That's it. You're right. Good eyes. Yeah, this guy here. So this is what you're gonna get for your Z-axis. So we'll ditch the lead screw and give you the belt, and hopefully that's gonna be a lot nicer. I know there's a mod in there, so if you don't like this cat thing, you can have like an angry face or whatnot. And I chose to do the angry face on it just to keep it a little not so crazy. When will you say if you'll get my maker chip when I actually make one? I have not designed one whatsoever. I know K2 Kevin's been on me about doing it as well. I probably should make some eventually. I don't know. Hey, Jeremy, good morning. Get rethink. You need to make one today. Zombie, maybe I will. If there's enough peer pressure out there for me to make one, I will make one. Yeah, Cat V2 is a great mod. So that's the other thing, right? So we did get these, and I did pick up all of the parts from Phyllis Struder this week. So it came with the extruder kit, but these are the parts we're going to use for the Z, I think. Or did I? No, I think I did it wrong. That's a 36. No, I think these are the right parts. No, I'm wrong. I did get a Z kit. Where did I put it? A G2Z. That's not it. That's not it. I know I have it around somewhere. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I picked up the parts for the G2Z kit. I just put them in a place I can't find right now. But we'll do that and get rid of the lead screw. So, yeah, some cool stuff. Your logo would great print. Zombie, I agree. I agree. I just need to do it. I got to watch Kevin's video on how. I have not really played with it too much, and doing things in the slicer drives me nuts. So I really need to design it in Fusion and then print it from there. You need a spicy version. You need one for safe engineering. Good morning, Keela. So yeah, we'll add this one to the V0. It's going to be pretty nice. I think it'll fit under there. But yeah, I'll show you some of the parts we're going to do, okay? And then we'll get into tearing this guy down, talk shop a little bit as we move around. Oh, that doesn't go there. All right, I've got a whole box of parts. This is what I've printed so far. I will need to do skirts, but thanks to Keela and West 3D for sending out some filament. What they sent was some ambrosia, and this one is armored turtle green. It's a darker green that looks like this. So it's this dark green color, very Christmassy. And then what's the other one called? Santa's Robe Red. So it's a red with, it's printing right now, so I can't pull it out. But it's a red with some sparkle in it, like some silver glitter, very, very slight amount of silver glitter in there. And so when you put that with one of these bottom plates, you start to get an idea of what we're trying to do here. CNC skirts win. Not on this guy. Not on my other V0 either. So that's going to be there. And then, of course, to keep it nice, we're going to do a little bit of white in there as well. I need to reprint this one. I'm not happy with how it turned out. There's a couple flecks of black in there. I guess I didn't clean the build plate good enough. So there's a couple flecks of black in there. These overhangs didn't print too well because I didn't have the setting right. So I need to reprint this face, but that's kind of what we're going with for a theme on this. Ho, ho, ho. He was a fan. It's going to look great. Thanks for the support. I'm getting in the spirit right now. I love it. Christmas starts in September. Yeah, here's one of the skirt pieces. So it's gonna be nice. And then the last mod we're gonna do, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fizzy's tech, but this is his back panel, printed in red, that will have a pie here. It'll have the Pico on this side, and then in the center you're gonna have an expander board. I've got an expander board down here that I want to include. So we'll put the expander board on here, and that way it gives you access to have, you know, if you want to add a chamber heater, you can do that. If you want, you know, other options, you can do that. Fans, whatever you can think of. This makes it a lot nicer and a lot easier to add on stuff to the build. So that's the plan for the electronics in the back. I'm also going to do, because I have it available, I'm also going to do a aux cooling fan. So down here, I've got, not that, I've got a fan, not that either. I've got a cooling fan somewhere down here, one of these boxes. That is a 9733 fan. And I'm gonna add that on to this left. I'm sorry, to the right side here. We'll add an aux fan here that we have better cooling, and then over here we'll add a Nevermore, the updated version of a Nevermore. I still have yet to print those parts. That'll happen this week. Yeah, that's kind of the overview of what we're doing, the direction we're going, and whoever gets the win is going to have a really nice machine at the end of the day. Did I see the new rendering of Core 1 with Index? I did, Tactical Printing. I did see that. I think it's awesome. I would love to have one in-house, but we'll see. Favorite Christmas colors? Even bought lights of each color. Sat and swapped every other one to make a pattern. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, it's a Christmas printer. It's so good. Need to get a C1. Rip a grand. Yeah, I would love to have a Core 1 just to play with. I don't have the budget to buy my own Core 1, but if someone wanted to send me one, I would absolutely, I would use it. I would put it to work. We would make content about it, all that kind of stuff. But again, dreams. Ask Boss Man. Boss Man like Nomad or Boss Man like Joe? The ugly rail blocking the view is not so ugly anymore. I agree. I think it's just luck of the draw. They were able to make it happen. Luckily, they had a crossbar, and they're like, "Ooh, no, this new Index thing is coming out, so let's take a look at that." And I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that it was planned to be like that. All right, just moving around some parts. Got all my screw kits over here because we got a new workbench out in the workshop this week. If you saw my post on the community tab, changed up the stream a lot. Got a new workbench, which makes a lot more space. And now I don't have a place to put all my hardware anymore. So I'm figuring that out. Get a couple tools out. Let's see how we can take this thing apart. How would you guys start taking this apart? Is music playing? It should be. Maybe stream got messed up a little bit here. 1 second, let me get you some music. There you go. I don't know what happened, it didn't pick it up. How's it now? Can you hear it? Zombie spitting knowledge. What do I have below the workbench for storage? You need help with your setup. I go to Walmart and I get these things. So you can go to Walmart, get these hyper tough 2-pack organizers. It comes with 2 of these. I think it's roughly 10 to 13 bucks, something like that. There are 2 versions. I got a different one that has like locks on the side. That way you can lock a bunch of these together. And in here you have different dividers, so you can put different size things in. If you wanted to print bins to, you know, further subdivide these, you can do that. But these work pretty well for me. I've got, oh man, probably a dozen of these things, and just different hardware, different parts, hot ends, bearings, all that kind of stuff, zip ties, just all kinds of stuff. But for hardware, I prefer this kind here, just a simple plastic box. And these dividers come out as well. But for hardware, I like something like this. Hey, LTX Design, good morning. Start with a hammer to disassemble. You're taking one apart and you put one together. A T0, nice. Very nice. You would start with the screws, yep. Do I have a toolbox under the workbench top? I don't. So under here is a toolbox, so you can kind of see it. Like this is where I keep my tools, in this top drawer. All the other drawers have extra parts. So if I move my camera here, this is a toolbox. This is the Husky from Lowe's. It's a big roller. So you've got tools and everything here. Down here you've got fans and hardware and whatever. This one is belts and a couple of electronics. This one is motors. So these are LDO motors. And down here, just extra stuff. So wiring, hardware, loom, fans, a couple motor boards, stuff like that. This one, just small electronics, cables, hot ends, and then other random crap in the bottom. Home Depot. Home Depot, you can do it. I think I got it at Home Depot. Yeah, that might be right. I think I said Lowe's. But yeah, I think Home Depot is actually true where I got it. I think it was about 500 bucks for this one. And then this is just a piece of, you know, countertop, a granite countertop that I got for $20 at a countertop place. Not really, but check the Rook. Is there a printable V0 mod, like print the whole frame? Ooh, I would advise against that. Hey, TJL. Yeah, I don't know that I would print a whole frame. But Robin B is correct. Like, if you want a printable printer, look at something like a T100 or a Rook, or I guess there's a T250 now. There's a few printable printers out there. Okay, I think we start with electronics and just get this sort of out of the way. And that way, I don't know, I just feel better about it. So I'll tell you what, let's take this board out of here. That's one of the improvements that I'm looking forward to, is not having to have what do I do with my side cutters? Playing around out here this morning and moved a whole bunch of stuff. Betty Ruxpin, you are speaking to my heart. I'll tell you, I've got stuff for a V-Chonk right here. So this is actually I'll show you the other side. This is the coolest part. You say V-Chonk, Petty? Let's talk V-Chonk. So this is a one-piece V-Chonk base plate printed from PETG. So you need a 400mm bed to even print this thing. I still haven't taken all the supports off. I just kind of shelved it. But this is for my V-Chonk build that I still have not done. I am so terrible. Like, when I say I have projects in waiting, I legit have projects in waiting, guys. It really is just about time to get down and do some of this stuff. So again, lots to come on the channel, hopefully, and we eventually will build a V-Chonk. If it is crazy and different and not a standard kit type thing, you can expect that I'd be interested in something like that. And V-Chonk definitely ticks that box. I've got that base plate. I've got the 4040 extrusions up on the shelf over here. So I'll show you some of my mess. Over there, that's where I have all my rails and extrusions and just, I mean, look at this. These are like, those are poly dryers. These are extruders. There's hardware over here, like all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Creeping backlog, yeah. Didn't know the Rook used 120, 120, yeah. You need to finish printing those on your snap maker. Start with the boards and hot end and belts and AB motors. Yep, I think so. I think that gives me some initial gratification to where I can continue doing this. But ultimately, that's the goal for today, is to get this thing torn down to its base components. I do not plan to use any of the printed parts. Not that they're printed badly or anything like that, but we're changing color, right? So all of the parts are going to change. And Happy, who I think is in chat, is going to provide some updated panels for us. So shout out to him and thanks for doing that. That's stuff. Oh, it's screwed in. If you guys don't know, Happy's the panel guy. It's gonna, if you need panels cut for any sort of, normal project, Happy can help you out. Or if you need panels for special projects, he's helped me out several times. Just got to send him the file of what you need, and he'll work with you on, material type, color. He can do graphics, vinyl wraps, that kind of stuff too. So, shout out to Happy for donating panels for the build. They're printed bad, trust me. I don't think they're printed bad. Come on. I don't think they're printed bad. Sorry, I can't really see chat right now. Let me move some windows around so I can see what's going on here. There we go. Someone could use or build a V0. I mean, they could. If you guys want the parts, if somebody out there wants these printed parts, you're welcome to them. I will package them up and send them to you. I would much rather them go to someone who could use it than to put them in a landfill. How is that attached? Oh, it's just slid in there. Okay. So yeah, we'll keep the camera. Try not to kink the cable here. We'll add this camera back on so you can monitor things and stuff. Having a camera is nice, and the idea that some printers don't have this these days It's a little bit of a shame. Why are you not coming out of there? I don't want to... It was super freaky, but... Here we go. Camera. How do I like the ACM panels? I love ACM panels. You get all the ACM panels KB3D had other than black on your V0. You'll be reaching out to Happy when you need panels for your Enduron. Yes, reach out to him. Happy Manufacturing. Great dude. We'll help you out with whatever you need. In blue, you mean not red twice. Not sure you want your old printed parts. They work as intended. You want to try out some ACM panels? Oh, LTX Designs. I didn't realize you made panels. I know there's a few people. I just didn't know that you had done that. Okay, a couple more zip ties. Well, Reth, you say you may not have printed the parts very well, but I'll tell you, you did zip tie things very well. Keep that. And I will probably keep this cable, this CAN cable. Maybe we use that. I'm torn, guys. What do you prefer? Should we do CAN bus on it, or should we do umbilical? For V0, I think both are fine. Just really depending on what you guys want. We could do either. Hey, Leonard. You do ACM, acrylic, and PC panels. Nice. You love your zip ties. USB? Hey, so I do have a couple Nighthawks. USB is the easiest, zombie. So there, I have a Nighthawk pegged to go on here. But if someone, you know, if the majority really wants CAN bus, we could reuse the EBB 36 that's on here. We could reuse this one, reuse the cable, and you would get CAN bus. That's what you really wanted. I'm just more in the camp of, you know, USB is easy. You plug it in, it works. I think what I'm gonna do is move some stuff here. Because it's gonna get a little crazy in a bit. And to keep my tools from rolling around, let's get a tray. There we go. That'll keep these from rolling around. Take polls? Yeah, we could do a poll. Let's do it. Let's see. Let's take a poll. And then we'll say and then what was the third option? Umbilical, right? There you go. You want to see me struggle with crimping CAN cables? I don't really struggle with crimping CAN cables. What I struggle with is crimping motor cables when I shorten them, super small JST connections when I have to do those. That's where I struggle. What is this? This looks like maybe What is that? Oh, those are LED wires. Okay. We'll keep that out of the way here. Yeah, I don't mind the liberal use of zip ties at all. I tend to shorten my wires personally, though. Ooh, that looks like a broken wire on the XN stop, so we'll have to change that. There we go. Bed thermistors. This looks like LEDs for the Kirigami. Right. I think we put on some new XN stops at some point as well. Just want to remind folks to get in the giveaway if you have not already. It's going to be open for a little while longer, but I don't want folks to miss out. The poll is the tie. Use the wheel of names. I can do that. Just hardwired, 6-inch long wire. Yeah. Still like the Pico Billicle. Okay. Personally love CAN bus. Others hate it. Yeah, because you have to set it up every time Clipper updates. You have to flash your boards, and maybe people aren't, you know, very comfortable with doing that. Honest question: why do people prefer CAN? What is the edge case where USB isn't fast enough? Zombie, I don't know that it's a speed thing or not. I think CAN was kind of like the first, not first, but like it came out before USB really super became popular for a tool head board like that, and so people just went with it. I think you are correct in what you're saying, though. I think USB is going to be preferred for most people. Me myself, I'm going over to USB a lot more often these days, just because I don't want to deal with the flashing of firmware. We'll leave that alone for now. You have Pico Billicle on 3 and Nighthawk 36 on 1. Alright, BBs, what, now that you have like a mix of things, which do you prefer? Individual wires? I missed it. I missed the question, Robin B. Not about speed for you, but ports and expansion, you can get cheaper compute with limited USB and run everything over CAN. Not have to worry. USB does work really well on 3D printers. Zombie's correct. I think what Robin's getting at, though, is if you're doing like a tool changer and you have multiple tool head boards, and a CAN network for something like that makes a lot of sense. LDO now does have the Nighthawk, what's it? The Nighthawk, hub, I think it is. And that hub can take multiple USB ports without having several daughter boards. So now, like I said, now USB is starting to have the ecosystem to make some of these complex builds make sense. But up to that point, it's only been CAN bus, and so I would say, in my opinion, it really depends on what you're building, whether or not you use CAN bus or not. CAN bus can be a lot cleaner. USB does still need that daughter board. Most of your main boards now are CAN bus capable, so you don't need the extra daughter board. You need a small screwdriver. Hexa, yeah, that's one of them. Then add in cameras, Cardo, etc., etc. Yeah. Yeah. Also easy to replace. Oh, that's not a Phillips. That is a flat. Yeah, this build will be the first time that I've used a Pico. Kinda excited about that. And that should allow those to come out of there. There we go. Now we can get a little bit better access on this Pico. How's that camera looking to you guys? It looks washed out to me. I don't know what's going on with the image quality here. But it very much feels, I don't know, very brown, I guess. What's going on with that? It's almost like it's smudged, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know how to explain it. A little high on the white balance. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. It was set to auto. And I wonder if that's because I have the... Yeah, there's some weirdness going on with this today. Ooh. Yeah, it just seems like it's blurry. Yeah, CAN is just overly complicated when you get the same result with USB. Plus, you need adapters. I don't think you need to run adapters anymore, Zombie. A lot of the main boards have a CAN bridge built into it, and you can use your main board as the adapter. So again, you don't need low contrast saturation. So let's oversaturate and up our contrast a little bit. A little better. I think I like that-ish. Yeah, it still feels like it's washed out or something like that. I think it's because we got some natural light coming in. I got the garage door open today. And bringing in some natural light, and it makes it look weird. Looks like we're about 56% wants a CAN bus, 31% prefers Nighthawk. We got 16 votes. So if you haven't voted in the poll, we'll give it another, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. We got 42 people here with 8 votes. Make your voices heard, folks. This printer could be yours. What do you want to see on it? If you need to swap your control board, everything needs to be reconfigured. Yeah, but how often does that happen? I mean, if you're swapping all the time, that can be a concern. But most people don't do that. They build it once, and whatever main board is in there works until, you know, it doesn't. I mean, honestly, how long ago did something like an Octopus come out, right? And that Octopus is still a viable main board today. I mean, unless you're running like an original SKR or something, you probably have everything you need. You might say, hey, why are you reprinting the mounts? I don't know. I just feel like I want to reprint the mounts. Although that does look like the same color that we're using for the build. That looks like Santa's robe red. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, looking at the mount, we may not have to reprint this one. It does look like the right color. Well, if a board dies... Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it dies, I mean, you're going to have to replace it anyway. And so, you know, you're probably going to have to do some setup anyway. So why not just set up the CAN network while you're there? Ooh, nice little Pico. I am kind of sad, though. I never got to see... They talked about one that had an armor plate on this. I never got to see that. It was like it was fully armored. I never saw that release, never got the chance to pick one up. If anyone has a lead on where you can find one of those, I'd be interested in getting one. Alright, so those are good. Let's go face down. Okay, more zip ties. Yeah, I think I will shorten up some of the wiring and whatnot when we get to actually building this. Let me get a trash can. Easier to swap the Nighthawk board, you're not wrong. Again, edge cases mostly. Yeah. Still running 4988s? What? Jeff, my username on printables is Killer Prince. I am Killer Prince at every social thing you can think of. Every website, every printables page, things, Maker World, all of it, I am the same username. Discord, I'm the same username. All of it. Okay, so these all come through. Ooh, look at that! It even comes with some cobwebs. Bonus. I'm not gonna leave those for you guys though. You have to get your own cobwebs. That is all of that. This is... So we get our 5-volt converter here. That is to power your Pi, right? But if we use a Big Tree Tech Pi, then that can actually run off of 24 volts. So you would not need this. And so that frees up some space as well. What is that connected with? Someone has one close. Just replace your octopus as you blew it up in the P-Core 4. Oh no. Stop using Picos after so many solder failures. Probably better now. Okay. Yeah, I think there are something like a Manta in 4P would be great for this. And I know that Kaggle offered to send one for the Prusa wire. Problem is, it's too big for the Prusa wire. Unless I wanted to custom make a case, but then it runs into the what's it called? It runs into the keyback, and so it doesn't make any sense for what I need to do. Okay, now we're getting a little bit better there. Still playing with this white balance on the camera. I don't know what happened. My camera's updated and then everything got wonky. Also, half of the lighting in my garage broke for some reason, like the bulbs stopped working. We gotta get somebody to come and change them. Alright, we'll keep those. And where does this go? Over to that, okay. Alright, we need to take these off of here. Yeah, you love the M4P? What are you running your M4P on? I've got an M4P on my... What is that? Switch wire. Yeah, my switch wire has an M4P, and it works great. Way more compact instead of having to have two different setups. That's not gonna come through there. So we don't need this 5-volt thing anymore. Wires are just crossed under there and it won't allow them to come through. There it is. Alright. There's an extra part eliminated. Especially if we put that M4P in here. We don't really need that. This is 24-volt power. I think some of these wires we can shorten up. Let's put that back. Alright, what else do we have that we can take off right now? Somehow I trapped the... There it is. So those are all good. This is the wiring for the bed and stuff. Again, I don't know that I need to change this at all. This is probably going to stay where it's at. And so I'm not going to take this out at all. What we can take out is our ZN stops and stuff. That'll come out because we're going to lose the Z motor. And some more wiring here. More zip ties. Oh, your V0 has an M4P. Also your rooks. Okay. V0 is running a Pico and Pi. Yeah, the Pico and Pi combination is really good. Like I said, you could stack these, a Pico on top of a Pi. I think that's what it's designed to do. That's why your ports come out the side. So if you're trying to keep it compact, it does make a lot of sense if you're only dealing with that much space. But an M4P also makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. Let's say we close up this poll. It looks like... I think Zombie voted a bunch of times. Because it looks like USB 1. Hey, good morning, Fez Liz. Replacing your X1C nozzle again? Oh no! Why? What is going on? Are you running weird filament through it? Yeah, that's like twice in 2 days. I thought you said that the other day too, that you had to redo your X1 carbon nozzle. Mine, I replaced yesterday. I had to replace the micro LiDAR on mine. And now the micro LiDAR won't communicate to the printer. The printer thinks that something is wrong with it. Alright. I think we're pretty much there. Let's start with the tool head now and see where we can go. Let's take this Nevermore off, actually. That's kind of in the way. And we're going to reprint this anyway. How do I get it out of there? I wonder if it's just clipped in? I think it is. Yeah, there we go. The wire goes under the panel. Just bending that panel a little bit to pull that wire out of there. There's the Nevermore. And then I think we can do LEDs. You only voted 5 times. It's the same nozzle. You tried to unclog it with a heat gun and it seemed promising. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had luck with using a heat gun on a nozzle like that. I've always had to use a torch. So I've got something like this that is made to light cigars. And it just uses butane in here and it's got an angled nozzle on there. And this is what I use as my torch. A little bit of filament left. Don't need that. Alright, let's attack this tool head and get this all torn down here. Careful of wires. Try not to snip anything because that's going to be a soldering job that I don't want to do. Looks like people really, really voted wrong in your poll. You think 50% of the people were confused. A pencil torch is also good. I don't have one of those though. I don't know, but you know, a Nighthawk does make sense. We do have a Nighthawk here. This was planned to go on this build just to make it easy. Again, I want to make it, because we're giving it away, I want to make it as easy as possible for whoever wins it. Because you don't know who's going to get it, right? It could be someone that this is their first and only 3D printer. And as we all know, the V0 is not the most user-friendly of first printers. And so if we can make it a little easier, a little more approachable, I think that's what I would like to do. So many zip ties. I like it though. Very thorough. Hey Martin. You like the name Nighthawk? You're running your positron off a USB right now? Yeah, so my positron is up here on the shelf. I got it really to teach STEM classes in the local area, and that's what I use my positron for. I don't super use it day to day, and that's probably bad on me. I should probably use it more, but it's an open frame printer, and I do a lot of ABS, ASA printing, so having something enclosed makes that easier. But I do like the positron. It's really cool. It's a conversation piece. I took mine with me to Rocky Mountain this year. I got so many questions about it. Like, what is that? How do you get it to print upside down? Does it not just fall off? Like, all those types of questions. Positron's a really cool project, and if you didn't see it already, they're teasing the next thing. I think I saw a date of end of the month sometime, somewhere around there. Be interested to see what the next thing is. Try not to pull on the wires, so I'm just using the flush cutter as like a pry bar to get under the lip of the connection, just sort of pry it out like that. This is one thing I never really liked on the tool headboard, is how small those connections are for the heater wiring. So these terminals, I don't know that I have a driver small enough to undo that. Maybe one of these. Yeah, like barely fits in there. That's as loose as it's going to be, and those are not coming out. Alright, well, let's take the whole board off and see if that makes any room for us. Proton at Printopia. Yeah, that's what I've heard too, Proton. I swear I keep wanting to call it Megatron though. Well, I get it, it's copyrighted, can't really say Megatron, but I want to. Ah. Actually, we'll just keep that on there. And we will try to remove this 20 volt PD. What's PD? Oh, you're running a positron off a battery pack. Oh, I got you. And it's 20 volts. Is that the one that Mitch had? So I know Mitch does a lot of that kind of stuff. That's a great idea though, like run a positron off of off of a battery pack. There's our Orbiter 2. Not Megatron, Vortron or Voltron. Because Voltron would be awesome to see. I thought about doing a CNC'd carriage here. I think I have one that I was going to use for mine. But I might use it for this one. I don't know, I think the CNC carriage is always nice because that's the part that carries the load of the belts under a lot of tension, under a lot of movement back and forth. So having it be the most rigid part of your build is not a bad idea. With this very tiny M2 hardware. I've also considered doing a MGN 9C upgrade on this. Right now it's using a 7C. The 9C just gives you a little bit of extra stability. Voltron is, yeah, you're right. Voltron is trademarked. So Vortron, is that what you suggest? Boo-rag, got my first printer yesterday. Venturer 5M. Awesome, dude. What made you get that over, I don't know, any other option that you could buy? I've never used a 5M. I'm curious what you think about it. Streamlabs is going nuts, talking about Prusa wires, and that's not a thing today. $5M is pretty cheap, and Prince and Zombie, you have one? Your buddy got it for his son for Christmas last year, and he never ever used it, so he sold it to me for $100. So like, yeah, that's a great deal. $100 for a 3D printer, you can't really find that anywhere anymore. I mean, you might be able to find an Ender 3, but people are selling Ender 3s, like the original Ender 3, for something like $200. It's like, for that price, I could almost get a Centauri Carbon. Gotta grab the right tool. You had a Pro, but same base printer. Yeah, it's pretty well stripped, Aaron. I still need to get all of the plastic parts off though, so we got to go down a little bit more. I want to try to keep the frame intact as much as possible because that's the biggest pain in the butt, is trying to get the frame squared, especially on your Z-axis. At least it was for me. That was the hardest part. If you don't get your frame right, nothing's going to be right. It's going to print like crap. Printing an F-18 right now. Nice! Are you ready for the Proton? I am ready for the Proton, Aaron. When you say ready, I mean mentally ready for the Proton. We'll see if I have the hardware to be ready for a Proton. I don't know, having simultaneously, this will be the third project. We'll save these for something, I don't know. But I'm really considering replacing those with the 1.5s. Oh, Reth, disappoint my heart. You got your rail on upside down. It should be the other way. Shame, shame. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. It's a small printer, so you can handle it. Yeah, small builds right now. Having a couple of small builds on the docket all at the same time can handle, yes, but bigger builds probably not. I don't have the space for a big build. I still need to get back to the what's it called, the inertia cube. I still need to get back to that and finish that one. Depends on the model. Looks like too many in the slicer. You can do them manually. Thanks for the sub, Boo Rad. I missed it. We got a lot of research to do. Yes, this hobby can be a rabbit hole. But feel free to reach out if you need anything or you have questions. I am Killer Prince at every social thing that you can think of. So if you have questions, reach out to me. I'll do my best to help you. We all started somewhere. Probably gonna get a whole bunch of new hardware as well. I just like I like different hardware. Ooh, sorry for that, folks. I just hit the camera with my head. Is Boothie here? Boothie popped in earlier, Aaron, and said hello. He may be lurking. I'm not really sure. It's middle of the day for him, so he gives me crap all the time about going so early, streaming so early. But I mean, again, it's what works for me right now. I can't go too much later because it gets really hot out here. I think today we are talking mid 90s, but last week was beautiful. Last week we were mid 80s, mid to low 80s. I think 83 roughly was the average last week, and it was beautiful. That's most of the reason why I was successful at doing anything last week. Time for Printer of Prawn. Show us the motor drawer. You want to see the motor drawer again? I showed it off a little bit ago. Well, we can look at it again here. Let's move this camera a little bit. This one, and this one, and come down here. I'll show you the motor drawer. Motor drawer. Couple power supplies in here, but motor drawer. Does that scratch the itch, Steven? Mid 80s would be nice with suffering down here. Oh, Texas, I get it. I don't know that I want to live in Texas for any amount of time. The wife mentioned that to me. We were thinking about where to move to next, because I might be moving next year. We'll see. If that happens, I was trying to figure out like what she would prefer. She's like, oh yeah, I think about Texas. I'm like, we are not doing Texas. Like, I would not be okay with that. I mean, stuff to do wise, it's great. Climate wise, not a fan. Not a fan at all. Let's save some of these no drop nuts. I do have the injection molded version of no drop nuts. So if we need to update those, I can do that. Another one somewhere. Is that just clipped in? I don't know how that's connected there. Nothing north of the Mason-Dixon line. I think that's where I want to be. I want to be north of it. For me, I don't like being hot. I'd much rather just kind of live in Minnesota or something like that. There we go, we pulled it off in all one shot. need to probably pull out some of these nuts in here. I don't know that we're going to use all of those. Say stay away from Colorado, but you're in Cali and you're used to the crazy. Well, Captain Karen, I don't know that I'm used to the crazy. I think I just have to endure it for now because I don't have a choice. But Colorado I actually do like. It's got a much better climate, something that I would want to live in. I do really like Colorado Springs, if I'm honest. Okay, got our Revo out. Reuse that. Yeah, again, these look like they're printed in the same red plastic that we're going to use anyway, so I don't know that I need to reprint that. Oh, and we got Honey Badger fans in here. Those are pretty quality fans. We'll reuse those as well. It's already crimped together to be a single, so these should just slide right into a dragon burner. Very good job. And there's your VVV 36. Forget snow, you're done. I'm good with snow. I'll buy a truck. Ooh, rad, this printer prints pretty fast. She made a headphone holder that clamps to your desk and it went to like 55 minutes. Very cool, man. Glad to hear it. That's kind of the new thing now. I know you're just getting into the hobby. This is like your first printer, but the new thing is to see how fast we can make it. And so you'll see manufacturers put out all these crazy specs about what it's able to do. But reality doesn't always work out that way. There's a printer behind me, an FL Sun, that claims, 60,000 acceleration or whatever it is. And it does print fast, but it doesn't print fast very well. And that's kind of true of any fast machine. The faster you go, the more quality you are trading for that. So you gotta be careful with how much you turn up the speed. Come to Maine, we have hot and cold. Zombie, I'm not against going to Maine. Like, truly. I would not hate that. And you're up there. But I'm like 60% sure that I'm just gonna retire and move to Canada. Why? I don't know. It just seems like America, but nice. Like, not nice as far as like beauty, but nice as far as people being nice. Going to Rocky Mountain next April? Liz, are you going to Rocky Mountain next April? Need to find a place that's between 40 and 80 max. Havoc, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I want to be. That's why I want to be like north of the Mason-Dixon line. We're still got to pull all the hardware out of these. So I'm not going to toss those yet, but get rid of that. And then figure out how to take these front idlers off of here. Oh, I see it. It's hidden. There's a screw hidden way down inside. You already booked your hotel? I probably should, since we know dates. Yeah, I like going to Rocky Mountain. It is a challenge to get out there, budget-wise. But it's the closest one. Well, I guess the closest is, this week's Orange County Maker Faire is the closest. It's 2.5-ish hours to get down there, but the traffic, holy crap. I'll spend 4 hours in traffic just trying to get down there and back. That's why I didn't end up going. Plus, we had some other family commitments yesterday. So I ended up not going after I thought I would. And I'm a little disappointed. I kind of would like to go. Just didn't make any sense. We just had things going on and it was more important to me to do the family stuff than it was to go to a Orange County Maker Fair. We're all friendly. Polymaker has a great Discord. Yeah. Yeah, Polymaker gives away Filament in their Discord channel every single day. You just need to go there every single day and click the giveaway link. Oh, Captain Karen, you have a booth next year? I'll have to come visit you, man. Mike wants to go? Mike, why can't you go? Is it budget? It was a blast, but your boys didn't want to stay too long. That's why I don't take my family with me to Rocky Mountain, because I don't want to be rushed. I really like to get there before they open, and I like to leave after they close. So I don't know how long of a day that is, but I enjoy the energy in that place. Day one is nuts though. It is shoulder to shoulder, you know, shuffling around, squeezing through people. Like, it sounds like it's at the same venue, but every year it just gets bigger. At some point, there's going to have to be a different venue if it continues to grow, which is a good thing. A really good thing. Yeah, trying to save up. Yeah, Mike, it's a good time if you can make it. If you can make it make sense, it's a good time. Things that help me is, you know, finding a person to pair up in a hotel with, share a car with if able, and then after that you just gotta travel. The travel is going to be your next big cost. Everything is budget. Yeah, you're not wrong. Everything is budget. Look at that. There's our gantry. Those need to come off. Actually, I'll keep them on so we don't lose the carriage there. What else? Z probably does need to come out because we need to add that brace into the Kirigami, and we're replacing the Z axis with a belted Z, so that probably does need to come off. Let's see. I know I can keep these rails in here though. I'm replacing these end stops with other things. We can take that out of there. Trying to keep my hardware organized. And get rid of the parts we are not going to reuse. We'll reuse this bed, so when you win it, you'll get the original bed. But then also, I've got this nice dark rock LDO bed that we'll include as well. So you get 2 bed plates, and we can make it look how you want it to look. Alright, how do we begin here? Let's take the bed off. Make sure you're bringing an RV so you can stay both days. Hell yeah. Can I shack up with you? I'm joking. No, an RV that's a great idea. I wish I had an RV. If I had an RV, I'd probably go to Printopia this weekend. But that's not happening either. I wonder if we can do a one of the new LDO beds, because this is the original one with the Lenovo style heater on here. I wonder if we could do the new PEO or PEI, whatever that new super thin heater on the bed is. Not a PCB, but similar to it. Wonder if I can get my hands on one of those and include that into the build. Ooh, we had the nice metal thumb screws. Hey, as long as I can get the RV space reserved, it will sleep 6? Heck yeah, maybe we do that. And then we don't even have to leave. We could stay all day. And with the event being right next to food options and all the other stuff in town, like, it's a really good idea. Just stay right there in the parking lot. You don't live by a lot of people that would go. Whereabouts do you live? Like, don't give me your address, but where do you, like, what city and state, Mike? If you feel comfortable sharing that. I am near Lancaster, California, and I think there are a couple of people that might have the same mindset that would go, but I don't know them like that. And I don't know of a community like that that would want to go. I've got a buddy at work who's really into 3D printing, but not as much as I am. He's got a couple of printers. When I say a couple, I mean legit 2 printers. Another zip tie. Like, why won't this bed come out of here? We're zip tying everything so it doesn't move. That one is deep in it. Oh, Flint, Michigan. Yeah. Yeah, I can see why there. I can see what you mean when you say there's not a lot out there. But here's the thing: you get a bunch of seasons, right? Back to our other conversation about weather. What is holding it now? What is happening? Oh, more zip ties. Alright. I think we're close. Just don't know how to get this out of here. Got some more zip ties. I think these zip ties are the ones that hold the LED here in the front, which we will reuse. Pull that. I just need to reprint the front cover here in something that makes a little more sense for the one we're using. Sorry, for the theme that we're doing here. Yes, all the seasons. Yeah, not so much out here. We are in, I guess, fall-ish, but it's still, you know, close to 100 degrees during the day, but it'll drop to like 65 at night. So it actually gets kind of chilly when you compare daytime versus evening. We'll reuse that. Sorry if I got in front of the camera there. Making quick work. Thanks, John. It's always easier to, yes, always easier to take apart. You're in shorts and hoodie weather. Robin, I'm jealous. That's my favorite season. We get a couple of weeks of that, but our winters are relatively mild. They don't get that cold. Overnight will be pretty chilly, but they're not ever, you know, snow or anything like that. If anything, we get rain and overcast type weather. But generally, it's, you know, pretty clear skies out this way most of the year. Over 300 days a year, you know, sunny with no clouds. It's actually pretty nice. It's like 80 during the day and 50 at night. That sounds like I need to move to Flint, Michigan. We were just talking about that. That's like the perfect kind of thing I'm looking for. Hold on to these boards. We'll keep these Wagos. We can get them out of there. Gonna have to destroy this part, I think. This week, anyway. Is that not true of other weeks? Yeah, my family, so when I'm out here streaming, they go and do roller skating. So that's where my girls are right now. And right now, it's only 72. So not too terrible, can't complain. But here in a couple of hours, it'll be pretty warm. This garage especially gets really warm. Our house faces the south, or sorry, faces the west. So as the sun sets in the afternoon, it just blasts the garage door with heat until sunset. So it gets really hot in here after around noon. Try to not cut a wire on these very tiny zip ties. Pull out some of these screws. No. No what? What did I do? What did I screw up? I think I gotta take the kirigami all the way off here. I'll try to move this safe space. Having a hard time getting my hands in here. Yeah, this is probably one of the harder of the Voron builds from what I remember. Just because everything is so small. There's not a lot of space to maneuver. And just getting your tools in the right spot is difficult. The hardware being so small, it's easy to strip or drop it like that. And like that. Our weather is not consistent generally. Oh, I gotcha. That is why you do not like V0s. Like I said, I printed one cube on mine after I built it to get a serial, and then I really didn't print anything because shortly after that, I think within a month or so after me getting my V0 kit, LDO launched their V2.4 kit, and I ended up getting one of those, and so I spent the next like 2 months building that thing and getting that online, and that quickly became my go-to, and I didn't really ever use my V0 again. The only reason it's in pieces and packed away right now is because I had the idea that I was going to rebuild it into a 0.2. So I picked up the parts, and as I was waiting to get that stuff in, I moved. I moved. I had other projects on the list, and I just never got around to doing it. But this is kind of inspiring me to get back to that. So this is like warm up for building my own. And I do like that blue on the V0. It's pretty nice. So that's that. Now we can do the Z axis here. The positron, because it's just weird. Same. V0 is a tweezer build. I agree with that. You need to have delicate hands to be able to get into some of these places. Put that in-stop back on, or you're going to drop that Z-rail carriage if you tip the printer up. Yes, I don't plan to tip it up. I'm tracking. You mean the stop that goes here. I gotcha. Thanks for that, Steve P. You're right. I took it off because I plan to take the rails off, I think, so that I can clean them. I'm going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. Actually, all of the rails, we'll put them in the ultrasonic cleaner to just give them a refresh, a re-grease, and basically do some maintenance on them. But yeah, those are the kinds of things that I always appreciate in the chat. Follow me out before I make mistakes. You have 2 V0s on the shelf. One you built, one then your daughter, but never needed a tiny plate. Okay, wiring through there. And there's our Kirigami plate. That's a lot lighter in weight than I thought it would be. I guess mine is steel, so it feels heavier. The one that I picked up, this one feels aluminum. But hey, each his own. The vibrations kill the balls. Don't put the balls in the ultrasonic cleaner. It could hit the ball bearings. I have heard that. What I do is I pull all the hardware out and I just soak it in IPA or acetone. And then the rail, the carriage itself, because you can't get down into the channels, those things go in the ultrasonic. I should be more clear. Those things go in the ultrasonic. The ball bearings usually do not. Yeah, that's interesting how it can fit the ball bearings, though. I would not have thought that a gentle cleaning like that would fit it. Because if you think that ultrasonic cleaners are used on jewelry and a bunch of other expensive things, like why would they do that if it damages or could damage? Pick up some of this hardware. Oh, and I think I have not mentioned switch rails to ceramic rails. I think you mean ceramic ball bearings. Is that what you're talking about? I could do that. I think I have some. I don't remember. I think I did that on my V2. One of my V2s, I put ceramic ball bearings in it. I could do that. Those are really cheap upgrade. And then you don't have to worry about grease. It's a good idea. Safe, if you have a link for ones that you recommend, I'll take it. If you want to drop it in the chat or shoot me a DM on Discord. Morning, Kegel 3D. Or Kegled. However you want to say it. I'm just dropping all kind of hardware. It's so funny. Oh, Reth, I need to send you a render of the deck panel for this thing. It's going to be really cool. I think West 3D has some. You're just hopping in and out. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. I think you're talking ceramic, not ball bearings for the linear rails, but ceramic, like actual bearings, like 623s. If that's the case, then yes, West 3D has those. I understand what you're saying now. I thought you meant ceramic ball bearings for the linear rails, because that's what we were talking about at that moment. Carriages. Pull that ZN stop off of there because we need to replace that. Actually, I don't want to lose that bearing, so what I'm going to do is take these off here. Okie dokie. Hey, GTR Dad. Morning, Grunt Man. Kegel 3D sounds close to Kegel. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Kegel 3D. He's gonna love that. I'm gonna take this back panel off so I can get to the Z chain. That way we can take the bed all the way out. Yeah, you get that all the time. Well, it's the first time that we've heard it, so it's funny to us. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is that for this build, I'm going to have to do work off stream, so you guys won't get to see literally everything. I think there are a ton of other builds out there that you can watch if you want to use this as a tutorial. This one is to kind of get done and then have it ready for the raffle. So having it be a time constraint like that, if I only ever streamed this, we just wouldn't get done in time for when it needs to be done. So I have to put in some overtime on this. So all that to say, you won't see everything, but I will almost always cover what I did do off stream with everyone. So don't feel like you're gonna miss out. You will still get the things that you need to know, and if you ever have questions, just ask, right? So panels, again, we got new panels coming from Happy, which is great. Now I should be able to get into where the Z chain connects to the frame down here. I did see a different change where it was like a mod or something that moved it from the frame to a different location. Ooh, let's go pull these parts off the printer while I'm thinking about it, so we can start the next thing. How about that? So that's another thing I'm going to do. So these are your dragon burner parts here in that nice red Santa's robe. And then the rear panel of your top hat, we're going to do a filament sensor on there and just have it come in through the rear like that. This one here is for the Sherpa Micro. It's a part of the Sherpa Micro. It's actually really tiny comparatively, so we take that and put it next to the orbiter. Kind of the same-ish size, but lighter weight. I've got a CNC version of that on my Micron, and I like it a lot. But the CNC version kind of defeats the purpose of it being a micro, because it's definitely heavier. Pull the rest of these parts off of here. My favorite sound, that popping of the steel plate. Oh, and the other PETG lenses just got finished too. Alright, how do I want to attack this without losing rails? I think we can tip this way. That'll be fine. As long as we don't go fully upside down, those should be good. Okay, and then from here, I can feed this back to you. Let's do this. Take this chain apart. I think I remember that being a thing when we were assembling. There it goes. And that should let these come through. And we can take the mount off. Yeah, these builds require offline work. Yeah, you're not wrong. Zombie, I don't know how you stream multiple times per week, man. I don't have the time. If I did, though, I would stream everything. I had this week off, so I did a couple extra streams. And even that, I was kind of, man, this takes up so much of the day. There's, you know, some setup time or whatever that you got to do before stream, and then you have the stream itself, however long that goes, and then post stream you got to clean up your mess. So it's a good 5 hours to do a 3-hour stream. At least for me, it is. Alright, there's our bed. Have that come out of there. And we'll reuse that if we can't get a the new LDO bed. And that should let me get this bracket off of here now. Got it. Damn, those are nice crimps. Kudos to whoever built it. Yeah, very nice crimps. Very tough to get out of there too. These are some nice crimps. Look at those. For the LEDs. That guy, smart. Okay, what else can we take off here? I think we can use skirts. This one, yeah. Okay. Alright, Zombie, thanks. Thanks for being here so long. Trade sleep for content? Oh, I already do that. Zombie don't leave, he said Santa Red, but he meant Zombie Red. That Zombie Red is a really nice red, I'm not gonna lie. If West 3D had not sponsored the holiday red, I would have certainly picked up some Zombie Red to put on here. Shame. Don't forget the like button. GTR Dad out there shaking the trees. Make sure we get the likes. Thank you, sir. Okay, how else does this come off? You hit it again just to be safe. You would check frame for squareness. You hear Ref drinks a lot of coffee. His hands might have been shaking when he built it. Oh, I'm definitely going to do that. And so I'll show you what I have to help me with that. I've got it somewhere, maybe over in this toolbox, because I don't use it very often. Let's move all these things out of the way. I had some really cool fans in from Cartographer this week. Yeah, but we've got, come on, open. There we go. So I've got these really cool 1515 frame squares that allow you to get access to your blind joints. These are CNC machines, so you just undo these thumb screws, and I've got a pair. You undo the thumb screws and it allows this top bracket to come off of here. Longest screws in the world. So this bracket comes off, and then you lay in your extrusions to get it square, and then you can clamp it in there, and it holds things where you need it to be. You use the 2020 version, they're awesome. Yeah, so I have the 2020 version, this is the 1515 version. I got them to build my V0 with, and they worked great over there. This will be only the second time that I've used these. I don't do a lot of 1515 frame builds, because those tend to be smaller machines. GTR Dad, no, he likes his coffee black like his heart. Petty, who makes it? This is from Fizetic, Biztech, however you say it, but they are AliExpress. Petty got it right. That's where I got mine, as far as I remember. So I got that one, and then I do have Petty. I've got the 2020 version of it. I think this one is from BQ though. So that's for a build. I've got some 2040 rail aligners that are CNC'd, and then I've also got a 2020 version of a linear rail aligner, so I don't have to print them every time. So those are all my CNC jigs, but then I also use things like this on the larger builds. that have clamps. So you just put this clamp in there and you can clamp it down to your frame to keep things square. So I have several tools to do that, but if Reth recommends that we double check the frame for squareness, I may just take the whole frame apart. I think I might do that anyway because I need to pull the no drop nuts out of it. And if we're taking rails off to clean them and all this other stuff, I mean, we might as well just go all the way down. It would not be a bad idea. Alright, Kegel 3D, see ya. Enjoy soccer. We'll miss you. Y'all Loctite blind joints? Damascus? I think you could if you want to. I don't know that it's necessary. I have Loctited some frames. I have not Loctited other frames. Just because I wanted to prove to myself instead of listening to the village lore. I've not seen a difference, so it may not be worth your time to do it. But if you do Loctite your frame, I don't think that you're gonna hurt anything. You do use Loctite and also the washer trick. Betty, I do the same. I do the same. Here's the real question. Do you do the washer trick on a V0 though? But yeah, once I saw that for the first time, I started doing all of my 2020 frames with the washer trick. Robin B says the village lore is never wrong. Yeah, I mean, at least the village people don't think they're ever wrong. But I'm a fan of always just trying it for yourself and see what happens. Worst case, you have to undo it and redo it, right? But at least you know, and you have a data point instead of just, you know, someone's word. And don't get me wrong, there are very smart people out there that absolutely know what they're talking about. But I don't know that there's anything wrong with experimentation and trying new stuff. Or different ways of doing things. Very cool. Got that out of there. And we'll see if we can save the lens so I don't have to reprint that guy. I think I might have already done that anyway. I think I have some printed in resin. So they'll be ultra clear. The rest of these we're not going to use. And I want to say that's about it. What is the benefit of a belted Z on 0? Supposed to get better accuracy, maybe. The reason I'm doing it is because I hate greasing integrated lead screws. I hate doing it on the H2D. I hate doing it on the Trident. I hate doing it on the X1 Carbon. I just don't like to grease things. Especially those, because every time you reach in the printer, you get a grease mark across your arm. I thought I had one from earlier, but you get a grease mark across your arm because you bump into the lead screw. I just don't like that. And if I think about how a V0 is set up, the lead screw is in the back of the machine. The V0 is already small, very tight, and so getting back there to grease it appropriately is tough. And so if we can just do a belt and make it easy for servicing later, then I think I'd rather do that. Again, we're not keeping this printer. This is going to one of you all in a raffle contest. So if you can make it easy for the winner, then I'm good for that. But Petty says, eliminating any Z banding from the lead screw? Potentially. Your first build was a V0, you couldn't feel your fingertips thanks to chemo? Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh great, now you have a YMCA stuck in your head? Need tiny washers. I've got tiny washers. An alternative to Loctite is to stake the head of the screw with a removable epoxy. It's great because it can be added after installation. Yeah, I do deal with airplanes, but I fly them. I don't grease them. I don't maintain them. I break them. We pay people to maintain them. Raffle goes live September 28th. There you go. Heard it from the man himself. So end of the month, for those asking, we'll push out the raffle info. So that's only 2 weeks from now. Goes live 2 weeks from now, and then I think, Reth, how long are we leaving it open? Must have been pretty far. Reth, don't tell him he's gonna win it. I don't know, I kind of feel like we should just build this the way Petty wants it built because he's probably gonna win it. 6 weeks, leaving open. Okay, so we're looking at towards the end of November. And here's the crazy part, guys. It's limited tickets. So this is not gonna be like the lottery where we run it week after week after week to get millions of people. Your chances are gonna be pretty good. We're gonna have limited tickets available. So as soon as that thing opens, if I were a smart person, I would get in there and buy as many raffle tickets as I could, because I think they're gonna go quick. Try not to lose those. I'm keeping an eye on those linear bearings up there. So buy them all. Robin B, buy them all then. Buy them all. It may be more, I don't want to talk you out of, you know, living your life, but it may be more cost effective just to buy the V0 at that point. We're talking about $10 each for raffle tickets. So if you bought 60, you'd be over the cost of a V0. But it's your money. It's your money and you want it now. Do it however you like. So honestly, what are you guys' thoughts on the theme for this? Are we good with the Christmas build? No rep festivals for this year. Definitely maybe. Definitely maybe. I love that. That's my favorite phrase. Definitely maybe. Going to the New Texas Festival. I didn't know there was a New Texas Festival. Not really, but a girl can dream. A girl can dream. My girl dreams all the time. All the time. Do it. Going to be Texas Expo for sure. You can drive to that one. The funnest thing you ever built, to be honest. The Voron instructions are great. It's a year later, and now most feelings come back. You're a locksmith, so it made work tricky. Okay. But if there was a contest to go to one, you would win. There's no limit to how many tickets you can buy. There you go. There's no limit on how many you can buy, but there's a limit on how many are available. That's why I say get them while you can. So this will be one of the giveaway printers that we do. The Prusa wire, if you've been following along with the channel, is the other printer that we're going to give away. So you have the option of what you like. One more. That's funny, you have filament in the frame. All these nuts out. So I'm gonna do, for the panel clips, I'm gonna do the Annex Engineering smaller panel clips, so we don't need to have no drop nuts in the frame like that. We'll keep the ones for the skirts because we're going to need those. but the other ones are coming out. We're gonna do one-piece skirts as well in the back. Guys, Liz even knows Petty shouldn't win. Hashtag Ruxpin Lives Matter. Oh, Ruxpin Lives Matter. Got it. Can't read. You should go. It's in Dallas Fort Worth in August. Oh, that's the worst time for it. Holy crap. Who thought that was a good idea? The only time Dallas Fort Worth is nice is not in August. It's like January. Please tell me it's indoors with air conditioning. But seriously, Dallas is easiest, not easiest, very easy to get to from LA. LA is like 2 hours away, so getting to Dallas for us is not too bad. It's a direct flight. Bang, Filament. But he does seem to have amazing luck. Yeah, he has perfected, that's his superpower, his luck. The most winningest person on YouTube. Banned from entering all giveaways, that's the answer. Hey, this is not a giveaway, this is a raffle. So you gotta have skin in the game to take it home. We're going to replace the bottom panel, so I'm going to have to take off this power supply anyway. I had originally not wanted to do that, but here we are. Probably makes it easier to access everything anyway. I forgot how much various hardware was on this thing. There's a lot of different lengths and sizes and whatever else on a V0. Let's see if I can get an entire nickel plated, like black nickel plated hardware kit for one of these. I think that would class it up really nicely. Or actually, since the build is more whimsical and fun, maybe we do regular stainless hardware, like the shiny chrome standard hardware. And that way it stands out. I gotta figure out how to get that out of there. It's for later me to figure out. You had to guess, Petty's actually AI in his Chinese bot farm for winning giveaways. Stealing all of your giveaway stuff. Foolish Americans. Alright, Gruntman, thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, please like the stream and sub if you like what you watched here today. We do a lot of these kinds of builds on stream, and I'd love to grow and bring this channel to more people. And he makes it out of the lotion on its body, or he gets the hose. You guys are killing me today. I love it. Before stream, I was having a little bit of a rough time, just not feeling it, trying to turn the energy on, and so I appreciate the humor and the banter today. Definitely needed that. Oh, that one's already gone. I must have taken it out. You do design AI solutions, but you're not actually AI. Done and done. Thanks, Gruntman. That's what AI would say. No, I'm reading a book right now. It's called AI Leadership. If you guys have not heard of it, it's called AI Leadership, and it talks about how to maximize the benefits of AI to sort of kind of be your thought partner. Not take over what you're doing, but help to get you thinking in strategic ways, help you to process data easier, faster, that kind of thing. The book is called AI Leadership, and I've been reading it over the last 2 days. I did a long ruck march yesterday, so about 2 hours of rucking. I listened to Audible on 2x speed, so I got 4 hours of book in yesterday on my ruck march. And then I went for a walk this morning for 30 minutes before coming out here on stream. And so that gave me another hour of book listening. So right now I'm already 5 hours into this book and nearly done with it. I like it so far. I would recommend it for folks that are interested in AI and how you're able to use it for good and not evil. I forget the name of the author, but it's called AI Leadership. I think it's Jeff something. Dang hot dog. I need to put my banana out there too. I made a floppy banana. I need to put that one out there. But I guess I have to make a maker chip first, according to Zombie. You have AI here at the house that mimics Jarvis. It wakes up an entire server, slowly replacing Alexa for the whole house. That sounds cool. No longer interested in entering filament giveaways. Whenever you see a giveaway link, you enter on behalf of Robin B. College. Oh, jeez. I love it. Alright, V0 motor out. We'll save that for another project. Alright, I gotta figure out how to get these LEDs off of here. They don't appear to be screwed in. They look like they're clipped in, but they are clipped in very well. Oh, I guess that one wasn't too terrible. Maybe it was that one. Okay. 2 LEDs out. Call it a maker coin in case you Kevin will join chat to tell you. I did that on accident a couple of weeks ago. I did call it a maker coin because that was just what was in my vernacular at the time. And he happened to be on stream and he chastised me pretty well. I learned my lesson. Alright, let's take these rails off of here and then we'll do a filament giveaway for folks hanging out. And then we'll continue on tearing down the frame. I'm going to take it all the way down as Rex suggested there. That way we can at least make sure it is square as possible. I do have a lightweight gantry that I want to put on here. I just need to make sure that it works with Tulip before I do that. And it looks like... What did I do with it? Put it somewhere over here. This one here. So this is a lightweight gantry. And I may just add this on there too. This is a spare. I've got a different one for my own build. But I think this will work with Tulip. So I'll have to look at that in the CAD and see if it makes sense. But we might end up doing that as well. Jeez, it's like way down in there. I don't know how to get in there and get that off. Let me think. I think the way that we did this on the initial build was to... I think I need to remove the Z rails. think that's how that worked. Trying to remember back when I built mine, you know, 4 years ago. Don't super remember. I mean, we could open up the manual and take a look, but I'd rather wing it. Come on. The Z and stuff is in there pretty tight. There we go. Got it. Save that for later. And then I think these Z rails come out next. If I remember right. Is that not gonna work? Well, my tool is too large to get in there. And I remember these are just kind of snugged on there. These serve as blind joints. And once we get these loose, we should be able to slide these out of there. So this panel is kind of in the way. It doesn't allow me access to the head of that screw very well. So do I remove the bottom? I think so. And that'll let me take the panel out. Alright, so we do it like that, and then that should some rotation or something. How does this come off? Maybe just take the whole corner apart. That might be the easiest way to do it. Might be the easiest way to do it, just to take the corner apart like that, and that'll give me access into here. Because the rest of this I can't really get to. There we go. Ah! No drop nuts everywhere. Fantastic. Ugh. Okay. I wonder if something like a micron rail would work in here, because they have nut bars for the micron, so you don't have to have no drop nuts and stuff like that. I know to fit the rail, I just don't know if it aligns with what we're trying to do. Alright, so that comes out. Good to go. Put that over here in our pile of keepers. And then I can get in here to these Z-rails. Cool. Cool. That is that. Take all these no drop nuts out of here as well. We'll figure out a solution for those later. Okay. What do you say we give away some filament real quick while I'm thinking about it, and then we will continue on here in a second. So now they're just drop nuts? Yeah, they're just drop nuts. All right, so you got, if you have not entered the filament giveaway, you got to do it now, because we're gonna pull names, and if you're not in there, then I'm sorry, you're not gonna be considered. So do the thing, make the stuff. I'm seeing, let's see how many people, 30 so far. Looks like Michael was first, and the last person in right now is Tim. Make sure you delete Petty. Already done. Already done. So if you give you guys just a couple of minutes here to get your life together and get in there. I see 39 viewers, but only 30 responses. So pretty good odds, but the 9 of you that don't want filament, that's fine with me. I want to make sure you have the opportunity though. So if you haven't, I need you to go in there and sign up. 31, we got one more. Alex and Ken getting in right at the wire, love it. Anybody else? It is US only. Yeah, sorry, Desert Wolf. Trying to find a sponsor that will go international, but so far not there. Hey, Projects and Dad's Garage, just in time. Make sure you get entered into the filament giveaway. We're about to close that thing, so there's a link pinned in the chat. Go there, sign up, and if you win, we'll send you some LDO filament. I wonder if 10 Talon is still in the chat. I think he was the winner last week. Were we able to get you what you need? Did we get you the filament you needed? You just did. You're Alex. Okay. You know, I'll be honest. I had no idea what your first name is. I'm sorry. I should have asked that a long time ago. We even streamed together and I didn't even ask your name. Or if I did, I forgot. So terrible at this stuff. So terrible at being a human. You want some? I can rig it, yeah. Sign up. Sign up. We'll have Jason send you some stuff. Me neither, and you met him in person. Hey, Mike, well, you know, high five. Teamwork. Alright, so I'm going to close this filament giveaway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're closing the giveaway. How do I do that again? I forgot. Oh, here it is. Alright, giveaway is closed. We got 34 responses. Do I need to enter to win? You do. Although, if you need filament, there's an issue. If 10 Talon and Petty enter, everybody else's odds are exponentially lower. Alright. I'm bringing in all the responses right now. Let me reopen that. Spreadsheet is screwing up again. Let me play with some stuff behind the scenes. It's only recording some of your responses, not all of them. Nerf, don't recommend. Love it. Oh, you guys are killing me. I'll call this one. Okay, now we got it. Sometimes the Googles don't like to do things. Alright, copying all of your names over, and then we will show you what we're looking at here. There you go. Wheel of names. Oop. I don't know why I just did that. There we go. Now we can see everything. Can you use the extruder version of the gal? I don't know what that means. Extruder version of the gal? Think he'll retire if you win again on his stream. Mammoth Greg's ships next week. Nice. All right, what do you say we spin this thing? How many spins are we doing today? I think the answer is always 7, right? You're doing it correctly. Should be 7. 6. We could do 6. 7. Robin B says 7. I think I like that. 14 from LTX. No luck so far. Rejected the appeal. That sucks. I'm sorry. Is that Z Galileo based? It is. It is Galileo based. And I've got one somewhere. I put it somewhere. I just need to find it all. 14, 8, 12. Look at the ugly face. I love it. I think let's go with Mike and let's say 14. Let's do 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Spin. Good luck, folks. Ooh, is it going to be Gruntman? Did he just leave, though? Gruntman 438. Congratulations. I need you to tag me in chat. You have 69 seconds to tag me in chat. Rigged? Hey, Ken Davis. I don't know that I saw you earlier. Sorry. Charmingly Chimera. Yeah, I think Gruntman said he had to go. So if he times out, that'll be a chance for someone else. Still waiting on you to tag me in chat, Gruntman. He did? That's what I thought. Oh no, we're almost there. I don't know, Gruntman, where are you? Want you to take this home, Gruntman. But I'm not above giving it to someone else. 3, 2, 1, and sorry. Missed out. Alright, I need a new number. How are we, how many times are we spinning this thing? Yep, big womp, Kenneth. Big womp. 6. Alright, 7. 8. Are we going in sequential numbers here? 12. Jeremy's had a rough week. Let's go with 12. Let's go with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Spin. We'll do this for Jeremy as a little pick-me-up because I know it's been, yesterday was rough. YouTube doing YouTube things. Damascus Everglade? 10 talent? Come on. You can't win twice in a row. Great. Okay. Damascus Everglades 3. You've got 69 seconds to tag me in chat. I know that I saw you earlier, but you got to be here now. Come on, Damascus Everglades. Where are you? There you are. I see you. Okay. Damascus Everglades. Congratulations. I'm going to pass your information off to Jason at LDO. He's going to be in contact with you to get your shipping info so he can mail directly to you some LDO film. All right? I'm sure he'll ask you what colors and whatever you want. So congrats to you. Let us know what you print with it. Tag me on our Discord and let me know what you printed, show it off. There should be a print fix channel in there where you can show us what you made. So congrats. Heck yeah. It always feels good to give stuff back to the community. You guys enjoy that, Filament. I forgot how small these M2 screws are. I don't like it. I feel like it's so easy to strip this stuff out. You may use it on V0 mods. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I've got a couple of spools. I printed some of the antithesis replacement parts out of LDO Lemon Lime, I think it is. But it looks like, you know, basically Ryobi green or very similar to it. And that's what I had used originally to print the antithesis parts. But those are in high temp PLA. This is ABS, so it'll be a little more durable. I've already cracked a couple of parts. But yeah, they've got some pretty decent stuff. And then the other one I have up there is some dark teal that I got at Vice last year. Oh, this does have a nut bar in it. Great. So yeah, these here are what I was talking about. These are nut bars, so you don't have to have so many like M2 nuts or whatever in there. Much nicer. And there's our rail. So we'll hold on to that, clean it up. See you, Robin B. Gotta run D&D campaign for a bunch of 5th graders. Love it. Yeah, there's a contingent of folks out here that do that at the library. It's like D&D Sundays once a month or something like that. Everything is so little. I know. Kayla, have you guys done a V0 yet? I don't remember. But these hardware, like the screws, are, you know, are that big. Super tiny. And I mean, the rails are like super tiny. Yes, B helped. I forgot about that one. I forgot about that one. I do like, somebody mentioned it earlier, I forget who said it, but they were talking about doing the 24/7 0. It's like super fast, overpowered, fastest printer in the country or something. I think that'd be a really cool, fun project to do, but it's quite pricey for just a bit of fun. And we already have the antithesis, which does a lot of the same stuff, but a little more cost effective, because you don't need a whole V0 kit. So cute. Yeah, Happy, I know you're a fan of tiny printers. How's your sugar cube coming along? I think last time I saw you on stream, you were talking about the sugar cube being your next build. Or you can always use the parts somewhere else. Use wrappers, always building things. Or us wrappers. Yeah, I don't do a lot of 15 builds though. I'm not against it, I just don't, for whatever reason. Still having issues with your screen? Not sure if you should just revert back to the OG. What do you mean the OG? I'm not following. Always feel like a minority on the printer builds community. Everyone always wants printer to go burr, but you just want reliability and good print. Mike, I think there's room for both. But I think what you're seeing is like when you talk about internet, like there's a such thing as internet points, and printer that go burr get more internet points than printer that make good stuff. So I think having a little of both in your collection is a good idea. Drop nuts everywhere. Put the original screen back on. Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna stick with on this one too. I think this click wheel, it's a lot easier. It's just a USB cable here, and then click wheel, simple screen. You know, once you have the interface on it, and you can access it from your phone, it's just, why have a screen? I know Jeremy's hot for an LH Stinger. You guys should build that next. Of course, after 3D Printopia. So there's a lot going on with that Stealth Changer and other printers right now. I get it. To be honest, it didn't scale the way you thought it would without a bunch of CAD work. Converting it to 2020, then we started teasing the Citrine. I've not even heard of the Citrine. Drop me a link for that. That sounds interesting. I've not heard of the Citrine. Is that a 2020 version of what you're talking about? Citrine. So you're doing a Pancake 2.4 right now. Well, I think if, you know, all you're doing is like printing parts and stuff, a Pancake printer makes a lot of sense. It can just be a workhorse. It's probably more stable too because it's lower center of gravity and that kind of thing. I'd like to do a Pancake build of like a 400. And just, you could put an entire V0 worth of parts on a 400 and just call it good. There they go. More nuts, more nuts. Just holding on to most of the hardware, just in case we need some. But I don't initially plan to reuse it. I'm probably just gonna get all new nickel-plated hardware to make it look nice. He hasn't released the files yet, but yes, plus size. So if he hasn't released it yet, Happy, how do you know about it? Are you on the inside? Are you our insider now? But no, since I've built so many large freaking machines, I think I'd prefer the smaller ones at this point. So I'm interested in smaller builds. Nah, he's teasing it over on the Doom Discord. Dude, I'm in there. I am not as active in there as I probably should be. Because when you think of Doom, you think of like high temp, super enclosed Voron printers, and that's not what I do. But now that I'm seeing stuff like Micron is in the Doom Discord, and some of the other smaller printers are in Doom, it's like, well, why is it in Doom? Shouldn't they not have their own thing by now? Like, should there not be, and I'll advocate for this, should there not be a Printers for Ants Discord server that we can go to? So that all of that stuff is not in Doom? That's how you approach your builds too. You really want a salad fork and or Micron soon. Betty, I've got a Micron and I love that little thing. It's got tiny shell scripts, metal gantry on it. his metal gantry parts. And a Sherpa Micro that is CNC'd. And it's got a Fadus G in it, so it flows pretty high for the size of it. When I was at Rocky Mountain, we saw Armored Turtle had a new printer. I forget the name of what they called it. It was Turtle something, of course. But it was like a high temp sort of thing. I like that. I like the size of that. It's got like a side pack on it, so all your electronics in the side. I think his was water cooled, which is really cool and interesting. Well, there's most of the frame, folks. Can't get these tools down in there. Ugh. Yeah, there's some solid design stuff over there. I've helped quite a few of those guys with builds. Yeah, I need to get over there more often. If that's where all the smaller builds are, I need to get over there. Oh, I've got parts for a another project. We talked about the V-Chonk earlier, and that could be something we stream here in the, you know, semi-near future. But the other one I want to get after is the Baby Legacy. Have you seen that one, Happy? It's a 1515 based Voron Legacy. There's two different ones out there that I saw Discord projects for. One is Fabrico and one is somebody else I don't remember the name of. But I've got a frame, and I'm pretty sure I've got motors and all the other stuff you would need. Just need to do it. Rod based? Yes, I think it does have like 8mm rods. It might be 6mm. I don't remember right now. I haven't looked at the project in a while because I haven't seriously tried to start it. I just remember collecting a bunch of parts for it, and then life got in the way and I got busy, and here we are. But I need to get to that one. I need to get the V-Chonk started, done, whatever. Yeah, there's a few projects that need to happen. There's still a tool changer I got to get after. And then can't forget about the current projects, right? Crucial wire, this one here. There's another really cool build coming in. I get asked for shipping notification stuff, shipping information 2-3 days ago. So I'm excited to do that one as well. But I have to wait because I'm going to co-stream that one with someone else. And I have to wait for them to get theirs. Hey, Jimmy John. Once you get the 2.4 done, you're knuckling down on the CNC build. UHPC concrete frame. That sounds cool. I filled my LH Stinger frame, the one that I took to Rocky Mountain 2 years ago. I filled that frame with polymeric sand and epoxy to add some mass to it. And she is a very heavy girl. I realized pretty quickly that I needed a handle on it just to carry it around. And I think that since I built it 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, I think LH has done a ton of work on it to improve things here and there. And so I'd really like to just reprint everything out of glass fiber and do a teardown and rebuild on that guy. We still need to do the same for the Micron. The Micron is still the original version, and there's a R1 beta out for the Micron right now. And just like that, we're done. At least with the main parts. Let's take the rest of this hardware out of here. I just want to move stuff so I can bring my container over. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to tear down the whole frame, but when Reth mentioned that we should square it up, it's like, it does make sense. I should probably do that. So, debating on whether or not we should do that right now. Depends on if you guys want to see it or not. We can get the frame done. I usually spend a lot of time on the frame. Something this small, maybe a couple of hours doing frame stuff. But we'll see. No way to get the bottom in either. Where can I follow your CNC build? Yeah, Happy, you should put it somewhere. Yeah, I want to follow your CNC build as well. I just like watching other people's projects. So wherever you put it, if you could just send me a link or drop it in the Discord so we can find it, that would be great. I don't know what ABS this is printed out of, but it's kind of semi-translucent. It's like a, I don't know, like a soft matte kind of color. I kind of like it. Thinking about it for like a different project I need to work on. I gotta print a whole bunch of stuff for the kids too. Halloween's coming up, and they both want to be K-pop Demon Hunter people. And so my smallest wants a sword that lights up with LEDs and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot just for you to play with it and break it on day one. But they get what they want, so I signed myself up to print a whole sword now. If you like watching projects get completed, eventually you'll get one done too. Yeah. That's the challenge. If you are always watching projects get completed, when do you ever spend time doing your own? I'm going to save this stuff here. Pins and bearings. I forget who said the idea of doing like ceramic bearings in here, but that'd be a good... Oh, while you're watching? Well, that's a good suggestion. I'm gonna look into getting a ceramic bearing kit for this. As far as I know, West 3D is the only one that has a kit for the ceramic bearings. I gotta see what they have in stock. I think Fabrico might have something, but I don't know. I don't exactly know what they have and what they don't. I'm not gonna sort that right now. Okay, those parts go away. Pull this bearing out of here. Jeez, that's like really in there. Let's see. Can we get a tool to press this bearing out? You too, Mike. You're building and cutting as we speak. All right, dude. Ah, man, that bearing was in there. What is this? A. Trying to see what kind of bearing it is. 625. I think I have some extra ones of those. Yeah, I come out here and build and watch as well. I'm usually out here on Saturdays doing that. But on days like today when I have to be talking the whole time, taking long breaks and stuff are not as easy as it would be for other things, like other times of the week. What is happening? Why won't you come out? Oh, there are screws here. Oh, this is a 2-piece idler. Okay, I see that. Amazon needs to hurry up. You waiting on parts, Mike? What's your project right now? I think we have the hardware out of this. That's the one that's getting your full focus right now. Okay. Are you not allowed to share what it is? It's supposed to bring you some matte TPU. Nice. Yeah, my X1 Carbon's been acting up. I replaced that micro LiDAR on there and it doesn't recognize it. It recognizes that there's a new micro LiDAR, but it does not recognize it as operational. I don't know why that is, so I think I have to put in a ticket with them to be like, WTF, mate. They're the ones that, so I reached out to them earlier because I was getting an error saying that my micro LiDAR was broken. So I did the trouble ticket thing. They told me the parts I needed, got those parts, and then I'm still getting, you know, it fixed whatever, but I'm still getting the other error that it needs to be calibrated. And I'm like, I've already done the calibration. I don't know why it's still telling me that. I'm on it too. Oh, that project. Yes. Sorry. Yes. I'm on several projects, so I need to... I just needed to be clear. Yes, I need to get that one done. I've got wiring to do. Almost there. What else do we need? Alright, so I think when I get this torn down, it's starting to get really warm out here. I think when I get this torn down the rest of the way and we recover this hardware, we'll call this stream there. And then that way we can turn people loose to go check out Steve and support him. He's been going for at least 35-ish minutes. I wish I could just raid you guys over there, but I don't know that I have that ability yet. Correct. Ah, come on. Oh, there's this extra one that's in here. There's one like down inside between the two bearings that you got to get to. But I keep forgetting that it's there and why these parts won't come apart. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, sneaky. Sneaky for sure. Got it. Okay. Bearings out. And there's this printed part is like tight on that pin, and that just went flying. No, I do like the pinned gantry idea. Brett is the one who suggested it. This is his printer, right? He donated to the cause, and so my task is to just rebuild it. But he suggested that we do Tulip on it because obviously it was running the original version of Tulip, and it sounds like he liked it, so why not do it again? These bearings are so tight in there. There it goes. I think I might have dented it. Whatever. We'll get new ones if we have to. Alright, folks. I think that's going to be about it for me right now. I need to go eat some food, cool down a little bit, and get on with the day. Oh, missed the screw. But thanks for hanging out. It's always a good time to come out here and tear apart a machine. Sneaky bullet, sneaky. Alright. 28 of you hanging out for the duration. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with us today. Happy. See ya. Steve P. See ya. I'm gonna build a frame, and next week when we come back, we're gonna do a recap of what I've done off stream. Probably should say I'm gonna be a guest eventually on the Unspooled podcast. So if you guys have not checked out the Unspooled podcast on YouTube and Twitch, make sure that you go and watch that. I'll be out there talking shop with those guys here in a couple of weeks. So Damascus, you're so welcome for the filament. Enjoy. Let me know what you print with it. I'm interested to see. Oh, Steve is not live today, Jimmy John. That is true. He is at he's at Orange County Maker Fair. That is correct. I totally forgot. But yeah, go find someone else to support. There's a bunch of creators out there that deserve your attention, that are doing cool stuff all over the YouTube. So if you can go and help them out, whoever it is, I encourage it. So thanks for hanging out with me for the better part of 3 hours, and we'll see you guys next week on Sunday, okay?